I love getting out before the sun rises above the horizon. There is something magical about seeing the day being born that makes me feel alive. When I first got started making my images in black and white, I thought that the best time to do so was during the day. After all, a beautiful, warm, colorful sunrise sounds like the worst nightmare for a black and white photographer. It is true that these kind of situations are very challenging, as it takes serious conviction to ignore color. It is very easy to get carried away with them and ignore everything else that a scene has to offer. This could be a mistake though. Instead of chasing the crazy colors and exploding skies that more often than not do not make for a good image, we should follow the light. Sunrise gives us an incredible opportunity to capture the landscape in a totally different way. Things that you can clearly see during the day are now hidden, out of sight, laying in the dark. Others are highlighted by their scarce light. It's a very different world, and if we can free ourselves from the tyranny of the colors, black and white will let us decide what to do with it. As you know, I love black and white. I'm a black and white photographer after all. Currently, I'm in the Algarve in southern Portugal, and everything is very colorful around here. The weather helps too. It's been sunny and clear skies so far until today that I decided to make this video. It's very cloudy and overcast today, so point well taken, universe, well taken. Anyway, I thought that I could make a video talking about why I think that black and white is not only suitable for colorful places like this or colorful situations, but in my opinion is actually the best approach. I feel like it is necessary because for way too many, black and white is just an afterthought, or it's just a last resort mechanism that they use to fix a bad image that didn't really work in color. This is because monochrome is great for any situation at any time, unlike color. Another common mistake that I see is that black and white is relegated to boring light situations like cloudy and gray days like today. In my opinion, that's another mistake. So this morning I revisited a viewpoint that we found a couple days ago. At that time it was during sunset and the whole place was exploding with colors from the red cliffs, the beach, the amazing water of the ocean to the, of course, the sky. I went back there this morning trying to make a point and to show that we can still create a good black and white image even in a very colorful situation, in a very colorful place like that one. I like the image that I got, but I believe that I have better examples to show you. Look at this sunrise I recorded last year in Bend, Oregon. It was beautiful, one of the best I've seen. The sky was exploding, a purple, magenta, I don't even know what other colors there. It was a beautiful mix of colors. There was one photographer on the beach that was going crazy trying to capture it all. I understand what he was doing and why he was doing it, but I still believe that the light was pretty bad for photography that morning. You see, we're talking about the west coast, so the sun is rising from the other side, so the whole landscape was in darkness while the sky was super bright. It was really pretty, a really pretty scene to see, but that doesn't make for a good scene to photograph. Of course, you can use HDR, you can use grad filters, but when the difference in the dynamic range is so big and so huge, I don't think there is any way to make a good color image from that situation. It will look fake in my opinion. This sunset from Joshua Tree National Park is another good example. The sky exploded, but the whole landscape was pretty much dark. I captured both moments with my video camera and I took snapshots with my phone, of course, because you don't see those skies every day. It was beautiful. But the only image that you will see on my portfolio or my website is in black and white. The reason is because, as I said, the light was pretty bad. The sun was behind the cloud, and that can create these amazing conditions where the sky looks crazy like this, but it also kills all the light. There's no light hitting the landscape at all, and in my opinion the way to go in these conditions is just to go for silhouettes of dark objects against that bright sky that we have. That's what I did in Joshua Tree, and this is the only image that I have from both that sunrise and that sunset. This is not to say that you can't deliver amazing or strong images using color. Of course you can. But you see, where I come from northwest Spain, the fall is over there and pretty much everything looks dead and gray by now. It's really hard to find that color that you need for your images. You are confined to those very few sunrises or sunsets that we have during the winter, or to those rare moments where you find color in the landscape. Black and white doesn't have those limitations. It works perfectly fine in that kind of landscape, and it works perfectly fine in this kind of landscape. Black and white actually sets you free. You can get creative using color in a black and white image. So for example, this is not one of my favorite images, but this is a shot of a rainbow in the Columbia River Gorge in Oregon, and I think it looks pretty cool. Black and white makes you more creative because it offers you the freedom of detaching your images from reality. Color photos are just too normal, and you can create your own normal with black and white. Now, while black and white might seem simple at first, that's what I thought when I got started, it's actually really hard to master. After a few years of shooting almost exclusively in black and white, I still consider myself just a beginner, like I just got here and I'm just getting started learning all the secrets of black and white images. One of the reasons why it's so challenging is because we see in color and it's really hard for us to look at things in a different way. That's why I've recommended using a mirrorless camera or your phone or even a viewing filter to preview your images in black and white. This is going to come in very handy for me here in the Algarve to make sure that my eyes and the colors are not deceiving me. This might change during the next few days, but the way I'm gonna be approaching black and white photography here in the Algarve is I'm gonna be taking advantage of these white buildings and white houses because they contrast very well against the blue skies, and I'm gonna be using the orange filter to create a darker sky. Also the red cliffs that are at the coast, that is gonna work very well with the orange filter too. The reason for that is that the orange filter not only is gonna darken the sky and the water, highlighting the cliffs more, but the cliffs are red, brown. That filter lets that kind of light pass through while blocking everything else. So that filter is gonna make those cliffs be even brighter than they look in real life. I've shown this example before, but I took this shot in Monument Valley in Arizona. I'm gonna let you decide which one was taken with an orange filter and which one was taken without an orange filter. I'm planning on doing something very similar here. Good girl, good girl. I'm recording a video. Yes. Okay, bless you. Can you come later? Can you come back later? Come on. Where are you going? Alright. I hope this video was useful for those of you who shoot in black and white, or for those who are thinking about getting started with black and white photography. I seriously believe that monochrome is an incredible tool, more flexible and powerful than color, and lets you be more creative and thoughtful about your images. I encourage you to try it if you haven't yet. I would love to hear your opinion about this. Please leave a comment down below with your thoughts, or if you have any questions. And I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.